This is the Coin Show Podcast. A podcast about coins and coin collecting from the perspective of both dealers and collectors. Hosted by two guys with a passion for collecting and a combined experience of over 50 years in the coin industry. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
And here we are rolling into episode 223 of the Coin Show Podcast. I'm Mike.
And I am Matt. Hey,
and boy, do we have a show for you tonight. We have got some stuff I'm really excited about.
Yep.
We got a special treat for you, unscheduled, but kind of dropped in on the last minute, as well as doing your coolest thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a barn burner tonight, my friend.
It's on an odd night, but it's
an odd trajectory.
And it's a great show. But first, as always, the news.
Oh, buddy. Oh, friend. Oh, pal.
Yes, sir.
Who's the news brought to us by tonight?
The news is brought to us by bottled water. Let's face it, you thought it would always be free, but now it's not. We're essential to human life. How do you like us now? We're bottled water.
I love these. These are the best.
Some of these companies are just a little too snarky for my liking.
They really are. I think so.
It is not every day that we get to break news of something cool for your collectors.
Yeah, buddy.
But today is one of those days.
Love it.
There is a new social media built for collectors, full stop, period.
Chapow.
No more wading through ads of $9.99 Silver Eagles, because unlike Facebook and other social media sites, this one is run by a collecting-based company.
Yep.
And so the platform understands the world of collecting and the specific needs that collectors have from their social media sites.
I'm so stoked about this. I really am.
Absolutely. So introducing MyCollect.com.
MyCollect.com.
Now, the first thing that struck me is the complete elimination of the algorithm.
Which is great, actually. I think it's a great thing.
Well, it's what I think everybody expected out of Facebook. So this is going to be a live time feed like Twitter.
Kind of.
Well,
it's like Twitter, Facebook, and
it's got a user interface that kind of reminds you of Facebook.
Right.
It's got the live feed aspect like Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's done by a company that knows something about collecting and specifically about coins, which is where they're kind of launching and going to start.
Yeah. I'm stoked, but there's more to come.
Yeah.
More on that one.
So delay to access posts will be non-existent, just closer to real time. More to follow on this later. The Peace and Morgan dollar regular finished coins have been released.
Did you guys buy any of these?
Yes.
Yeah, you did? All right. All right.
And they have sold out.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I'm not surprised, but now I didn't see if any went up for sale on the Mint. I'm certain some went up for sale on the Mint website the day of. I don't know how fast the sellout happened.
I didn't even bother. I figure the 2023 Morgan dollar, but the 2023 Peace dollar is going to be one that I think does better. I think it's going to be a better coin just because it's, there is that 100-year tie to 1923, 2023. I think that's cool. But
so you're saying that the Morgan dollar is now irrelevant?
Well, kind of, sort of, yeah. They had the 2021. That was cool. The 100 years.
Yes. And the fact that they couldn't make it in 2022 now makes you question, well, why are they making it
now?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough.
Right.
Personally, I think that I don't know that the coin is necessary, right? Do we need a 0.85 whatever, silver or ounce silver coin?
No, of course not.
Oh, right. So then it becomes, are they making enough of the silver products for people that they want?
Yeah, exactly. So
Probably not.
I mean,
But here's the
we've
thing.
been clamoring for throwback coins. We've got them now. I can't hate on them that much.
Because I mean, they have resurrected every early 20th century design with the exception of the Indian head set.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, they have since we
done all of them.
started talking about it. That was what we've called for years and years. So,
I mean, look, for
I'm
years
not
and years,
mad.
we thought it would be really cool, right?
Right. And now that we got it,
did it, and it wasn't so cool.
well,
I mean, there are certain things that they executed and certain things that they didn't. Right.
I think so. Yeah.
Like the gold coins, their insistence on 24 karat, made that a problem. This one, here's my thing is that I think you're right. I think that the Morgan uncirculated, you look at it and kind of go, why?
Yeah.
But I think that the Morgan proof that's coming out later,
I'll probably get one of those.
Is going to sell way better.
It would have been better if they had done it in 21, but yeah.
Well, there I think that the proof peace dollar is going to be out of place.
I don't know, man. I think that might be popular. It's one of those things that, there aren't any, so this will be the first one. So I think
that it would be well, actually there have been some proof strike peace dollars.
Not traditional like
no. But what I'm
proofs.
saying is the ones that exist, right, are satin finish proofs.
Yeah.
And so if they made the proof in a satin finish, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're going to make it in a cameo finish, and that's going to look weird to me.
Well, it's going to look weird, but I still think it's going to sell. I still think people are going to buy it.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I guess it's kind of like looking at Silver Eagle and then the proof Silver Eagle.
Right.
Because there really wasn't. I mean, there were proof walkers, but the black and white on them was just way different. It just changes the way a coin looks.
Well, we'll just have to put a pin in that one and come back to it when they come out and then see if we still hate them.
Ooh, are we going to circle back?
Circle back. Yes.
So, the Mint plans to release proof versions of each coin as well as a reverse proof 2-coin set. And we'll see what happens. Yeah. We'll circle back on that.
We'll put a pin.
The latest in the U.S. Armed Forces Silver Medal program is now available.
I see it. Looks not bad. I can't say I don't like it. Pretty cool.
I have to give a lot of credit to these that I've seen in that they made the Korean War one? That it just looked like Dick Tracy kind of characters on it.
Yeah.
And the recent ones that they've made look really, really good.
That's the thing.
The more traditional. They look like almost like, how? Well, no, you weren't around. The bicentennial quarter when they first minted it, you looked at that design and it was just so much better than the half design or the dollar design, which were actually the second and third place designs in that contest. So that tells you just how much better than everything else that design was.
Right.
That's kind of what I get from these. I get these designs are really classic, really nice, really well done.
Well, and I think that it would actually be better if our coinage had designs like this, because this is one of those designs that I look at and I know I could tell you exactly what this thing is about. Even if you took away all the wording on the coin, it's easy to figure out this is about the Navy, period. Now, we've had some coins lately coming out that if you didn't tell me what it was about, I wouldn't know. So, and even with reading
Army one was the same way.
Yeah, that's even with reading the text of the coins, I still couldn't tell you what it was about. So,
now last year they made these same coins in a 2.5 ounce version, but this year they're making 1 ounce versions of them.
See if they have any other pictures. Nope.
And the 1 ounce version is $75.
I mean, that's kind of spicy, but they're cool looking. I mean,
Yeah, no, but nice.
yeah.
So future releases will include medals to honor the U.S. Army, Marine Corps, and Space Force.
I'm wearing a Space Force shirt right now.
Are you?
I am. I love it.
I still think it should just be the Air Force.
I mean, come on. You got to love the Space Force.
Sure. The World's Fair of Money is coming to Pittsburgh August 8th through 12th.
Be there. Be square.
And if you haven't made your plans to attend, you need to get it done before it's too late, because between the Coin of the Year Awards, the A&A Awards Banquet, and a 4-day coin show with some of the biggest names in numismatics, how does it get any better than that?
You know, I don't think it does. That's why I'm so stoked to go. And I'm so stoked to take my boy with me for his first major coin show. He's going to love it. His brain's going to melt out of his ears, and he's going to have a blast.
Has he ever been to Pittsburgh?
No, never been to Pittsburgh. It's a trip of first for the kid. So,
Great Collections will be exhibiting the elite collection of St. Gaudens double eagles, the finest set ever assembled.
Where is this news story? Did I miss it?
It's going to be at the A&A. So
I missed the news.
35 of the 61 coins are going to be the finest known.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a collection.
Finest known, a couple of interesting displays from the Tyrant collection. Have you ever heard of the Tyrant collection?
Yes, I have.
I had not. So a couple of interesting displays from the Tyrant collection will be on hand. Included is a 1937 set of never issued coins in gold and silver that feature King Edward VIII. Wow. So that's the one that abdicated. Yeah, and it's one of only 5 sets known.
Not many of his coins out there.
No, they weren't released because he was never coronated.
Right. Huh. Cool.
Stack Bowers will also hold their August 2023 Global Showcase auction.
Global Showcase auction. Yeah, I see
now,
it here.
This article specifically mentions 2 coins.
Yeah.
Which are spectacular, and we will cover them. But I wanted to point out a couple more if you don't mind. So
let's go for it.
First you want to start with this 1821 cap bust, quarter. It's yummy.
Looks like somebody sneezed a rainbow on it.
Yeah. Almost literally.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, and then moving on. So this is a proof. And then moving on, there's a proof 28 cap bust dollar.
Cap bust $50?
Or cap bust $50. The thing with this is that, they really didn't make proofs until the 1830s.
Right.
So, these are unique coins in the fact that they were made as proofs. This one is a square base 2.
So it's like they went back and got some of the old dies and polished them up and struck them a few times as proofs. Super cool.
Or they took a lot of time and care and made them at contemporary. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
Hard to say. Well, it's impossible to, unless there's documentation. But there was a lot of stuff going on at the Mint later, so we won't get into that. But like here, for example, here's an 1878 8 tail feathers cameo 64.
64 plus cameo, yeah, and it's got a CAC sticker.
Okay, there is a 78 7 tail feathers reverse to 78.
Yeah, see it. That's a pretty looking coin.
There's a 95 in proof 63.
The King of Morgans. I see.
Good and coin. Not to be, outdone. Here is Rarities Night is in the last one. And there, how much I love Rarities Night.
Continental Dollar, 56 Flying Eagle. I'm just scrolling through here. 2 half Dismeys, 16 Standing Liberty Quarter. Wow.
Yeah.
21 D Walker and PCGS 64 CAC. 21 S
64
Walker.
CAC.
Yeah. 38 D Walker and 7 plus. Just amazing monstrous
just
stuff.
just some average. That's rarities night though.
Yeah, that's what,
so
if you guys never get a chance to go to, even if you're not buying, go to one of these. Just sit down and watch some of this stuff go across the block. It's really cool to see. So,
or if you get a chance to actually view the lots, go view them. Go look at these coins in hand.
Yep, I agree.
Now, in much more mundane coin news, the Isle of Jersey has issued a 5-piece set of 2-pound coins featuring traditional pub games and, of course, His Royal Highness Charles III.
Pub games, huh? Wow. We need to have an award ceremony for the weirdest coin of the year. I think we need to do this. This needs to be something that we do in December.
We have to come up with something that would be odd and name it after that. You know what I mean?
We need to have the coin show awards ceremony. I think this year we should do this in December.
Should we have never done the coin show awards?
Yeah, like the Razzies kind of, like we pick the
worst. Yeah, it would be the award that you don't want to get.
Right. And we could mail them an award.
So this is the first of the Commonwealth coins that I've seen featuring the new king. Although many of the 2023 dated coins still feature Her Majesty.
Yeah.
Because they made the dies so far in advance.
That is true.
And, here you go. The Royal Mint is releasing Star Wars coins.
Well, yeah, you got to milk that cow until it quits putting out milk, buddy.
I'm just not sure why.
I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong.
As Russ likes to say, but why?
Don't get me wrong.
Everybody likes Star Wars, but look, it's not a current movie release. It's not even the anniversary of the original release.
Hey, if you can't have an R2-D2 and a C-3PO coin made out of gold with King Big Ear on the front, I don't want to be friends with you.
I think it's just an excuse to mint Wookiee coins.
Well, of course. Who doesn't like a Wookiee? I'm in. I'm hard in on that one.
Argent Asset Group, LLC, will be required to make restitution of over $112 million and a $33 million penalty for defrauding customers.
That's a heck of a thing. I heard about this. Wow. This is why this whole wave of depositories and, having a company hold on to your assets for you is a terrible idea. This is like the 5th one of these we've reported on.
You definitely do not want to buy metal and have somebody else hold on to it.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense.
Just hang on to that for you there, pal. Buddy, old pal.
So, customers were falsely told, among other things, that Argent would acquire silver on their behalf and that their silver was securely stored in a storage facility and their investments were guaranteed and fully insured.
And by storage facility, they meant his bank account. But,
Well, that was a short-term facility.
Short-term storage.
Yeah. So I guess, like I said, I think the lesson to this is that people are constantly preying on the unknowing, and the unknowing just keep buying metal and letting other people hold it.
Wow. Not only did they $112.7 million in restitution, a $33 million
penalty for defrauding.
Well, that's the end of that one. So
yeah, you think they'll be able to pay it?
No, definitely they will never see any of that money. Very, very little, if any. So it's already all gone.
And finally in the news, 2 super rare St. Gaudens $20 will be on display at the World's Fair Money. And they are super cool.
Yeah, I saw these.
So you got a 14 and you got a 21.
So
that just has a different finish.
Rare St. Gaudens double eagles to be displayed. Now I see a picture of a 10 in
a 10. I'm sorry. It's a 10 and a 21.
Okay. I was gonna say 14, buddy. Cool. No, these look really neat. That 21 has some toning, which is really actually not something you see very often on gold. So.
Well, here's the thing about the 21 that bugs me.
Uh-oh.
It is a finish that there's only one other known of.
Okay.
How is that legal to own and the 33 double eagles not?
Well, because this coin was not supposed to have been melted. That's how. That's just the truth.
They
but
come
that's how.
from. They were unknown before this.
There was no paperwork saying they were to be melted. It doesn't. I don't think it necessarily. The origin doesn't necessarily matter. It's the disposition, if you understand what I mean. It's the current disposition
I understand what you mean, but I think that the mint has been over the years, and I think even most fair-minded people will admit, has been kind of picky about what they allow and what they don't.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you, but
5/1913 Liberty nickels, clearly not intended and yet legal to own. So,
yep, do as I say, not as
I
do.
just think that it's time to let those coins go.
No, why would
from
they?
a historical standpoint, it's been almost 100 years.
Oh, then they would.
There's
Then what would they put on display?
Pardon me?
Then what would they put on exhibit? I've seen those coins.
I'm quite certain that people would be happy to see those for a while. The
mint put them out. That's what
I'm saying. The other
like
30 of them that are out there.
That's what I'm saying. The mint has put those coins that they confiscated on display. I've seen them. I looked right at them.
Didn't they melt?
Nope.
I'm not talking about the Langboard ones.
Oh, I'm talking about the Langboard ones. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones prior to that. The mint has melted them.
Oh, well, maybe.
So they're not to be trusted. That's my whole thing.
Wow, that's a big, assertion.
Look, they melted the coins. That's
okay. That's okay. Okay, I got you. Rage.
Burn me once.
Rage.
I mean, the saying is that you fool me once, you can't be fooled again.
That's right. Something like that. I'm not quite sure that's how it goes, but close.
I'm just saying that's so. Anyways,
saying.
That was the news, and the news was brought to us tonight by bottled water. Let's face it, you thought it'd always be free, but now it's not. We're essential to human life. How do you like us now? We're bottled water.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
And tonight we have a very special treat for our listeners. Today's guest has accomplished a lot in a fairly, thus far, short career span. He's been the president of Teletrade. He has been the COO for Bowers Marina Auctions. In 2010, he founded Great Collections with Freely Nendo, but most recently, and the reason for his visit today is the launch of a brand new social media platform designed for collectors called MyCollect. Would you please give a large Coin Show podcast welcome to Ian Russell? Ian, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
So, I mean, I am probably the biggest social media freak on the internet.
Definitely.
I study them all. I love them all. What was it that you saw as a business opportunity in a focused social media?
So there's several things that annoy me. I'm a collector myself, and when I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and also coin websites with older forums and things, nothing was perfect. I hear about a coin 2 or 3 days later in Facebook groups because the Facebook algorithm thinks that I don't want to see it for a couple of days. And for coin collectors, dealers, every aspect of the coin market, to me, it's unacceptable. No one's happy about that. And occasionally you'll get to see something very quickly on Facebook or Instagram, but it's you never know it. And so there was nothing perfect. I also thought that managing inventory, which we're going to be adding a lot more features to it, it's already useful. You can add your coins, certify coins and images and videos and things like that. But we plan on adding a lot more functions to it. I didn't think there was anything out there that really did that well. And also the sets with having multiple grading services. Obviously CACG is out. And so our sets are going to include all grading services. And I just didn't think there's anything that could bring it all together. I'm very big on fraud and minimizing fraud in our industry. And I don't see it on Facebook. There's fake accounts galore. We had somebody recently try to mimic Great Collections, and they sold some silver at a quarter of melt. And it took 2 or 3 weeks, dozens of different reports. It was crazy to get it removed.
Yep.
And I just feel like we can do that. We can do that a lot better. Now, obviously, we're going to grow, and there's going to be growing pains with it and things like that. We already have a huge number of users, but I just think we can do it better. And our industry kind of, it's not that it needs to be run by collectors, but collectors, it needs to be run by people that understand collectors at the minimum.
Right. And that was the one thing that really, like, to me stood out when I first saw the announcement and I saw it all coming down the line. It was like, there have been other attempts at collectible social media platforms, but a lot of them are just run by people that you don't know, or that you've never heard of, and that are not industry people. So I feel like the fact that you're involved in this gives it that understanding of the hobby, the industry, collecting, and from there, I think it's going to make a much more useful and crafted, tailored service, basically.
And that's our goal. And we have a great team of people working on it. And it's that are all coin collectors. The site is very intuitive. It's obviously focused on coins initially, and that's what we launched with. We do plan on adding other collectibles, but it's really, it's really focused on coins.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's first and foremost get the name out there. It's MyCollect. They can find it at, is it www or is it just mycollect.com?
Either way, but www.mycollect.com. We're going to be releasing apps on Android and iPhone in the next week or so. We're just waiting on some final approvals there. But when we applied for the Apple Store, they wanted to see our website, and I was keeping it so secret that they couldn't process the application until very recently. So that's going through the application process now. But
I'm really, really excited to hear that there's going to be an app, because access through a website is awesome, but for the mobile experience, usually the apps work better. It's just going to be, but it does bring a whole new set of complications to web design and the way it shows up. People heads up.
Our website works very well now with mobile, and even the people that are asking for the apps, they're first to admit that, hey, it works pretty well anyway. So I think 40 or 50% of our users are using mobile devices now from day one. That's the other thing. It's only been 3 days, and it's pretty amazing that the number of people already on there. It's over 1,000 people already signed up in 3 days.
I tested it already from several different platforms, so yes, I can truly attest to this. It's right. Cool. So if you even listen to the intro, or actually it's the outro to our show, where we talk about, we have a Facebook group. We figured out our way around the problem with Facebook and their algorithm was that we created a private group. And so because it's a private group, people see things in real time. But Facebook as a process doesn't really do that. So your decision is to let all of the posts go live real time?
Real time. And I can't ever imagine there being a situation where we would number one, I wouldn't want to spend the programming time to work out an algorithm to try and work it out. Number one. Number two, I can't ever imagine, if you follow somebody or a company page, or you're a member of a group, you either want to see the posts or not. And if something gets too much, like there's too many posts, you can unjoin that group, and you can always go back to it later on or something like that. But I can't ever imagine a situation where we wouldn't be showing everything.
Right.
And so that's what we're doing. That's what I want to see as a collector. I'm a member of a bunch of the groups on there for, I guess, from a great collection standpoint, but also as a personal collector, as an individual collector. It's pretty, everything that I want to see myself as a collector is pretty consistent. There's nothing different how I do things than other people. So.
Yeah. And I've been playing with the website since the launch, and there's some really cool features to the website that I don't think that a lot of people have really taken a lot of time to look at yet. the registry part of the website is awesome. I think that's going to be so much fun because it takes away, not necessarily takes away from the other companies, but you have these grading companies that have their registries, and it is pretty much exclusive to their product. And I love the fact that you can put any of the grading services that you guys are going to run with into the registry. I love the fact that it's going to be competitive. Do you guys have any kind of coming plans about with the registry as far as like maybe awards or anything like that going to the top people, and any other plans for that registry portion?
There's a lot of plans. I mean, we went live for this site with about 30% of the features on our initial list, and
wow.
the 30% is still like amazing. It's still great for everybody using the site. But no, we have a lot of plans with that, with the awards, how we're going to do the awards, even how we're setting up the sets. We went live with 11 or 1,200 sets. We call them set definitions, and we have plans just for US alone. There's 30-something hundred sets that we're building, and they take time, and we're going to do them bit by bit. And we're obviously prioritizing the more popular sets initially. And I have a great guy working on it. His name is Todd Pollock. Maybe you've heard of him. Yeah. Does professional images for coins, and he's been working for us for a year on this. And everyone was wondering why he wasn't going to shows. And I told him, you can't tell anyone what we're doing. You got to keep it to yourself. You're just going to say you're working on a project.
That's so
funny. Which he did. But now it's obvious what he's been working on.
That's so funny because I know Todd. I've dealt with him quite a few times, and I was thinking I haven't seen him in a while, and
he hasn't
makes sense.
He hasn't been around at all. And people are asking me, and I'm just saying, yeah, he's working on a project, and people didn't even know it was a project for me. But yeah, no, Todd's great, and he's doing a lot more as well for the site. But he built all the sets, and yeah, he's building more probably as we speak now.
And
yeah, you would look for his photography place every show you would go to, and Todd was there. He traveled every place, and now all of a sudden, poof, he's gone.
He's gone. Yeah, he's going to be at the ANA though for MyCollect.
Nice.
But yeah, he'll be in Pittsburgh. And so people, it's like proof of life. He's going to be there to show his face.
Now, one of the things that you mentioned about MyCollect that is going to be completely different from Facebook is the algorithm. And I think it's the most interesting part because, we were talking about all the fraud that happens on Facebook and being tired of looking at
I swear, if I see
Eagles at $9.99,
I see another one of those ads for those fake silver dollars, I am going to freak out.
And they're ads.
Yes,
that's the other thing. They're ads that Facebook's earning money on.
Right. So this is really my thought on it is that Facebook is kind of offering this quote curated experience, right? Because they're really kind of messing with who gets it when and how much, and yet they won't police the ads or any of that stuff because it's revenue. So it makes you really kind of wonder where they're coming from and what's most important to them. And it seems to me at least, that your focus on this is actually making a better place for collectors.
I knew that as soon as
absolutely.
I saw it.
It's all about that. I mean, yeah, we will be selling ads in the future and things like that to try and cover some of the expenses with it. We're obviously putting substantial amount of money into this, but it's all about the better experience for collectors. If we do this right, which I think we're on that path, and we're going to continue down that path, this is much better for the whole coin industry. This builds the market. There are so many collectors that I deal with great collections on a daily and weekly basis that they're not connecting with other collectors as much as they want to. I mean, they're already on the site. There's some really major collectors that are spending hours, surprisingly, because some I don't think have a lot of time. Others I know do have time, and it's obvious. But some are busy people, and they're spending hours on the site, and they're thoroughly enjoying it. It's making them more motivated about their coins, and that's what it's all about. I think that this will really help grow the market.
Yeah, I think so, and it's amazing too because there are so many interesting things that have happened in the last, say, 5 or 7 years on places like Facebook for our industry. It seems crazy, but social media has become a force in our industry. Not necessarily always the best thing to happen, but
it definitely is, right? I mean, look
Right.
at how many followers you have, and there's others too that have all these followers for different reasons in our industry. And so, yeah, no, I think I think it's a way to get to a lot of people quickly.
Right.
And what we want to make sure is that no fraud gets to those people quickly. And there's a way that you can report fake coins on MyCollect, and that's all designed. I hope the end goal is that no one's reporting anything fake out there on the internet, because that means we've done our job, right? That, but until that time, we want to report it all, keep logs of it all, and eventually hold everyone accountable. If our company sold fake coins, we expect to be shut down tomorrow, right? Yet there's companies out there that have been doing it for a long time, and it just has to stop. It hurts our industry. That's why we also launched Theft Check as part of it. I don't know if you've checked that out.
I have,
which is a very cool feature, and it's not getting. I was warned. Our PR guy, who I only brought in a couple of days before the launch, he said, "You've really got to keep these separate because Theft Check's going to get lost." Theft Check is a centralized database that for any coins that have been reported stolen, and we have some huge plans for it. There's no fee involved. I kind of look at it as a give back to the industry for this year. Every year I try to do something, and this year it's Theft Check, and it's much needed. We should have had it years ago. It's the great thing. It's supported by Doug Davis, who does an amazing job at Numismatic Crimes, and it's a very cool and, again, free feature that much needed for our industry.
Yeah, I just am so I don't have any other word to describe it right now except excited about this website, because it has so many of these awesome features that kind of exist, but they're kind of fragmented here or there, and having them all in one spot is just such a relief and kind of a breath of fresh air for somebody like me. I spend a lot of time in front of a computer in my office. I do a lot of our online sales, and all that stuff. So having something in one spot that kind of utilizes all the things that I do, I think it's going to be great. Like the groups thing was really cool. I think that's a really neat function as well.
That's taken off much quicker than I predicted.
I bet, yeah.
But I love it, and we're actually going to, because of how much it's taken off, we're reprioritizing some of the feature and the enhancements that we're doing to make it easier to manage larger groups. And
because I think that you're going to run into what I mean. There's some groups on Facebook that have 20,000-30,000 members in single groups, and some of those people I see kind of bouncing around the MyCollect site right now, and I think it's awesome. If they can migrate over, it's going to be a smashing success for everybody involved.
Yeah, no, and that's we see it already happening. And I mean, there's some groups that already in 3 days have a couple hundred members and things, and they're fast growing. Maybe by the time this is aired a little later today, that there'll be a lot more. But so yeah, that's a surprise. I mean, I do like that way of interacting and following things. I collect Australian coins, and so I started an Australian group, and I find it a much, a better way of keeping an eye on things that interest you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
As long as you can handle the bandwidth, though. I mean, that's, I guess, where financially things get limited. So if MyCollect is going to be, and I know it's not going to be just coins, it's going to be other collectibles. What will the limits to what MyCollect, I mean, what are they going to be? What are you going to kind of try and fence it into?
There's really no limits. I mean, I want it to be a collectibles site. I don't want it to be, I want it to be all about collectibles. But collectibles is a very wide-ranging area, I guess, of our lives.
Just like eBay. I mean, there's everything from
people collect everything. I mean, people that collect classic cars, for example, that may have 6 cars, they'll be listing them on our site in their collections. And now it's not going to be, cars are a little bit different. You don't have a year set of Corvettes. I mean, some people actually have multiple Corvettes, but not every year.
Sure.
So it's going to be done a little bit differently with custom sets and things. But my goal is all collectibles. Now it's going to take some time. Look, we spent a year on coins while we were programming the site. We spent a year developing the database and the sets, and we got to 11 or 1200. So it's going to take some time. Some collectibles are easier than others. And we've already had people reach out to us in some collectible areas with all the data already, and they're willing to give it to us and make it really easy. What I find really great is everyone's willing to help. And there's people wanting to help with certain sets and giving us information that makes it easier for us to implement, and different categories like this. So I'm probably going to take a breather for a week or two and continue to focus on some of these features, but then it's a matter of which other collectibles we can start to implement quickly. I do want paper money. Paper money obviously is the next sister to coins that we'll implement probably first. And the best thing about paper money is there's so much demand for having registry sets for certified notes. And I think the way our system works, as you mentioned, with the sets, and we call them MyCollect sets, we're a little concerned registry sets, we know what they are in coins, but in other collectibles, people might not know what a registry set is. And I know, like, for 20 years, we've referred to them as registry sets. And so anyway, we're not using that. We're just calling them MyCollect sets. And it's really fun and interactive. Even just the process for adding coins and creating sets is unlike anything that's out there. And I'm biased. I'm going to think that we're better. I clearly, I'm not trying to say that we're better. It's just, I don't know, it's more fun. And look, we put a lot of time and effort. I think our designer did an amazing job with the site. Makes me look better. And he's done an absolutely amazing job. And the best, like even our designer, he has a background in coins. He worked for PCGS for 6 years, designed many of the labels and even the PCGS box. I think he one of them he designed. And before that, he was traveling to coin shows. And so he has this unique experience that you get a normal designer that off the street or even from a large advertising company or something like that. They just don't have the experience that somebody in coins has. And his name's Jack, and he's amazing. I
think that's where maybe the spark is coming from. I think that having everybody that is involved in the industry being a part of it, everybody that's a part of the project is somebody that is at least somehow in the industry. I think that's what really gave it the shine and the spark that I saw just right off the bat. So
no, I think you're right. And that all happened. The universe wanted it all happen. He joined us just at the perfect time as we were coming up on deadlines for the design, and it just all happened all at once. So it was perfect.
That's awesome.
Well, everybody loves a new project. Now, social media sites in general not only serve as a place to gather, but they're places that really build communities. And as a targeted audience for podcasts, websites, things like that, will MyCollect welcome the content creators from other platforms?
Absolutely. And there's areas now that you can post articles, you can post videos. We actually upped the size of videos that can be posted. And if it's still not enough, let me know and we'll up it again. But yeah, no, we encourage it.
I fully plan to start uploading our episodes as we release them, to make this just another.
We love that. And we'll be promoting them. We'll be promoting them too. What I see happening with, like, even the articles that people have already been posting, which I absolutely love, on different numismatic topics. What I think we're going to be doing is getting those to the right people better than anyone else. I think that we will have so much data, whether it'll be somebody is interested in British coins, for example, and articles post about British coins. it's very easy to make recommendations to members of things that maybe aren't on their direct radar and even maybe isn't appearing in a group. But because we understand, I guess it's our own kind of algorithm in a way, I guess, but I think we can make it much better for collectors to find the information that they want. We're building a catalog as well, and that's an ambitious project because of how far and deep we want to go with varieties and obviously coins of the whole world and paper money as well, and that just from an information standpoint and how we're going to link the articles to the catalog and vice versa. It's obviously ambitious. All of this is ambitious, but we have time and we have obviously the team, and the best thing is we have our members that are so willing to help. So
hey, so this begs one other real kind of question, and that is that clickbait is the bane of so many shops' existence.
Yep.
Will there be any way to vet the educational material so that, I mean, you can literally call the garbage out, or is it just something that nobody can control? Is that going to be a nature of the beast thing where whenever you have a bunch of people that are allowed to share their opinion?
So that's obviously a fine line and something that we've discussed different possibilities or different outcomes, right? Because there can be many articles are one-sided, and people trying to change people's minds on certain things, and there's false information, and then there's information that it's half false, I guess. And so that it's something that we're planning for, and as we grow, we may be having different moderators for different topics and it'll be a majority of moderators that need to approve certain things, because I don't want. I know we're going to get people posting articles on sign up for cell phone coverage or something that really is not on collectibles, and frankly, we're just going to delete that stuff. I mean, I don't want us to be seen as stopping free speech or information, but if it's just off topic, we're getting rid of it. It's just, sorry, it's my
so
my
that
preference.
Seems to me that you're going to have a two-tiered system where you'll have approved content, and
that's what I predict.
Content.
And I don't want the site to get crazy off topic. I'm expecting another crazy election coming up soon, and I don't want it to be on that. I'm all good with seeing election coverage when I want to see it. But MyCollect's not about that. If you want to see that, go anywhere else.
Yeah,
go to Facebook for the news.
I don't want to be scrolling through looking at coins and see political smear
we're
pieces.
all about coins, and that's the same with other things too. I when I'm on Facebook, I have friends. I'm Australian, and I see friends that are on the beach with their families and kids and all of that stuff. That's all fine too, and I go to Facebook in the future for that. But MyCollect is all about coins and collectibles.
I love it.
And what I suspect is there'll be some people that will post their family photos on the beach and stuff, and I think people will just unfollow them and things like that. We made it very easy for people to unfollow and unlike things, and it kind of works itself out. There's a couple of things as we grow. For example, there's a lot of groups that were started, and some of them, there's some that have a lot of members and they're on topic. They're going to be, I can already see which groups are going to take over and go to the stratosphere. And there's other groups that are more esoteric, that they don't really have a purpose, and they're there. Anyone can create a group, but you'll see over as thousands more members sign up, people gravitate towards certain groups, and some will just go away, and the people that started them just won't be interested themselves. Right. So some of that just takes time as it grows, but we're keeping a close eye on it, and it's some of it we'll learn as we go. I mean, I'm not saying that we've worked everything out. We've thought about a lot of things, and Some of the suggestions, I was telling someone yesterday, a gentleman came up with 20 something suggestions, and I think 80% of them we already had in the plan, and 20% we did not, and that we're considering now. But we thought about a lot of things, not everything, but we will just work it out one at a time.
I love it that it's a work in progress too. That's the best part, because a lot of the best things out there start that way.
Well, that's it. And so I made the decision, maybe it was 6 or 8 weeks ago, that, hey, I want to go live with this, even if it's not 100%. Like we're at the time, we're at probably 25%. And we ended up being at 30, because there's so many advantages to just even the features we offer right now. And yes, we're only going to get better. We're 100% committed to growing this. This is not we didn't spend all this time and effort on it. Like these bags under my eyes that you can see here, this is from MyCollect, and I blame MyCollect. But I've never had so much fun in my life, and this project, I'm still 100% on great collections too. But this project, working on it from scratch for the last year, has been so much fun, and it still is. Like I woke up this morning, and first thing I'm doing is going to MyCollect.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for talking about this new project so openly with us. That is awesome. I really do hope that anybody watching this and any of our followers goes and checks it out. Obviously, I'm a fan, if you can't tell. I've been...
Yeah, we're stoked.
Yeah, as soon as I saw this and played with it for 20 minutes, I was like, my mind was blown. This is kind of what a lot of people, I think, have needed. And hopefully it really gets the traction that it deserves, because right now, man, I find myself, normally when I would go to Facebook, I find myself clicking over to MyCollect instead, and hopefully that happens to a lot of other people, and hopefully this just keeps going and going.
I guarantee you that it's going to happen. I mean, it's like you can just see how it's taking off because it's right. The timing's right. The format seems to be right. Everybody seems to be jumping in, and it's just an opportunity that I think everybody is kind of taking advantage of. I think everybody is really, really kind of excited about it. And here's the best part about it is that when you're on the beginning of a project, when the developers are around, you really have a chance to give your input and have it actually matter.
Yeah.
There's something that can be done. It's not like going to somebody after the developers have left and you're like, man, it'd be really good. Oh God, yeah, that'd be great if we had that. But
we're going to be very responsive. To everyone that's watching this, please give us your suggestions. We may not agree with all of them, but we're going to be also vocal about it on why we do something a certain way. That's one thing that I made very clear to Todd, who's doing the registry sets. If he's putting something in the sets that others disagree with, we're going to defend ourselves. We're going to give reasons why we did it. People can post to one of the groups, and not everyone may agree. But also, if we made a mistake, we're going to admit we made a mistake and we'll fix it. And I think that's a very different idea. That you can't get Facebook to reply to anything.
Can't even talk to a human.
I just think we're going to be much more vocal. But we want everyone's suggestions. We've had great suggestions already, and we definitely want the feedback.
I love it.
Well, I've seen 4 different content creators that have interviewed you so far, and I know that that's just the ones that I've seen. So you've been a very busy man. We really appreciate you taking the time out, and hope that someday you will come back and visit us again.
Anytime. Yeah, love to be here, and thanks for supporting MyCollect.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. So it's MyCollect. It will be at www.mycollect.com. Also, look for the app dropping next week or sometime thereabouts.
We're hoping the next week or so. Yeah.
Okay, so look in the next couple of weeks, next month. And Ian Russell, thank you so much for joining us.
Great. Thanks.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
I had a good time.
He had a lot to say.
He did.
And, I'm excited. Now, here's the request that I am going to make of our listeners is go populate our group. We have created one just for you.
Yep.
It's just called the Coin Show Podcast. It doesn't have to be friends of this time because
It's a page, actually.
It's
not
gonna
even a
all
group.
be there for you, but it's just going to be the Coin Show Podcast on MyCollect, and I really look forward to
It's
that.
just going to be a new place to find our content. We're not getting rid of anything.
Yeah,
We're just
no.
adding to our repertoire of places to put the show.
But I think that this is going to end up being a special place. I just had that feeling.
I think you're right. I think you're right, buddy. Well, you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is?
And if y'all had a watch, you'd know it's nighttime. Nighttime ain't no time to be in this here neighborhood. Yes. It is time for one of our favorite things.
Yeah, buddy, it is. We're going to check out your coolest thing. So let me just pop us on over to that. There she blows.
There she blows.
Let's take a look at your coolest things. Well, the Slab Daddy starts us off. He says, something fun is coming to A&A. A very cryptic post.
Yes.
He shows some sample slabs with some Eisenhower dollars in them. I can only wonder what Slab Daddy is up to.
I can only wonder what he is up to, but I know that it's going to be fun.
That's right.
I'll guarantee you that.
That is right. Kenneth posts a 1937 Texas commemorative NGC MS64 CAC. This is actually one of my more favorite commemoratives. Not necessarily my favorite, but I really like that design. It's just a cool design.
There are certain ones that the art on them stands out. I think the Texas is one of them.
Yeah.
You know, the Oregon Trail is another one that's just universally loved.
I got to make sure I'm showing everybody the stuff I totally didn't get to. I didn't hit the right button, so they were just looking at our pretty faces.
Yeah,
now I got it.
Definitely don't want to look at that.
Now I got it. Well, let's get back to Slab Daddies real quick. Slab Daddy in the house.
Here's Slab Daddies.
There we go. And then let me get you guys to this one here. 1937 Texas commemorative, MS64 CAC. Beautiful white coin, too. I really enjoy that coin.
Like I said, the artwork on this is just, it's nice. It's almost universally loved.
Yes. Yes, it is. Let's see if I can.
Sean Lawson has a Trajan Sestertius from 97 BC.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
And okay, so Sean, we're gonna move on to the new system, which is 97 BCE, and to 476 of the CE, which is the Common Era. And yes, she's rough, but she's around 2,000 years old. And
if you were 2,000 years old, you'd be rough too.
Yeah. I mean, you show me something 2,000 years old that's in better shape.
Ernesto Aguilar says, from Canada, or as Mike likes to call them, America's Hat. And it is a 2023 $15 silver lunar rabbit coin from Canada. Interesting. I haven't seen this one before.
Yeah, and this being the year of the rabbit, very, very happy time for Harlan Burke. He's descended from rabbits.
Oh, he is birthed from rabbits?
He is descended from rabbits. You can ask him anytime.
Oh boy, I may have to do that next time I see him.
Go. Ask him in Pittsburgh.
Ed Anderson says, I flashed this around a bit, but I'm very happy with it. PCGS 63 red, brown, large cent. Definitely a Randall Horde piece. Strong break on the obverse and really clear flow lines near the edges from the strike, like an ancient coin. So he shows us an 1818 cent in a PCGS 63 red, brown holder. And it does show that typical obverse die break around through the stars that is seen on a lot of the Randall Horde coins. So a very, very nice looking coin. Got some luster.
And it still has some original color to it. That's a really nice, honest, original coin.
It is. I'm going to let you take this next one, buddy. This is an ancient. So
this is Joshua Benevento. So this is exquisitely toned dram from Larissa Thessaly in the finest style, 370 to 360 BCE. Head of the nymph Larissa, 3/4 facing to left, grain ears in her hair, wearing a pendant, earring, and plain necklace with central drop. The reverse has, and it is Greek in exerg, below horse with full standing right. This is very nice style. The coin is well represented. The planchet has the design almost complete. I think there's just barely a little bit of
the flan. Get it right,
bleeding.
ancient guy.
Okay, excuse me. The flag doesn't have quite a complete design at around like 10 o'clock to midnight. But other than that, coin is extremely well struck, does not appear to be corroded in any way, and nice detail.
It's just a nice looking example. Very, very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Vance Atkins up next says, an 1883 Hawaiian $quarter. I have the Hawaiian dime as well. So very cool. Some of my favorite odd coins. I call them odd coins, but yeah, they're kind of American. They're kind of not American. They're kind of straddle that fence between U.S. coins and world coins. So very cool example.
And these are not Kamehameha. These are Kalakaua.
Kalakaua. Yeah.
Kalakaua.
Yeah.
And he also shows us a dime, an 1883 dime.
Yeah. Very cool.
Here comes the fuzz.
Oh, the fuzz is up. Corey Scherer says, I have been waiting for a while to land a $5 brownback from Toledo, Ohio. This will pair well with my $10 brownback from the same charter. And he shows us his $5 brownback national note from Toledo, charter 3820. Super cool note. I love nationals. So to see.
It's a beautiful note. It's well preserved.
It's a choice example.
Yeah. Dave Nelson, fun group of commems. So this is different dates of Oregon and different dates of Texas. It's a 39 set of Oregon, 38 set of Texas, 64, 65, and 66. Look in the upper right corner and you see that 39S with a 65 in our gold beam.
I was just going to say, I love the fact that they're all green label PCGS holders with CAC stickers, whether a green CAC or a gold CAC. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty darn cool. Thank you for sharing. Justin Irvine says, this fun piece came through my hands. It's an 1838 abolition love token. I've never seen that before. Imagine the love you have.
This particular coin is made from it's
a hard times token.
A hard times token, whereas, there's a male version of it.
That was a Condor token.
Typically a Condor token, but there is also a U.S. hard times token for that as well. There's like 4 of them, though.
He says, imagine the love that you would have for someone in order to give a love token of that type in 1838. That is pretty cool. I have never seen a love token made on one of these.
Yeah, interesting. Very possibly belonging to maybe an indentured servant or somebody of that nature.
It's entirely possible. That's pretty darn cool.
Joshua Wright, pretty neat love token. So we're staying on the love token theme.
Love it.
This one is on a half dime, which, I mean, when you think about how small that coin is, I mean, yeah, it wasn't a lot for them to give up, but that's some intricate work.
Yep. And then he posted another one saying another love token on an interesting host coin. This one is on a British half sovereign. Very cool. Very, very cool. It's always interesting to see love tokens on gold. One of the neater things that you run across. So
I have one on a 2.5 at work.
Ooh.
And I've never been able to figure out how to price it because it's just such an unusual piece.
Yeah. I understand that one.
Timothy Jambra, I've been collecting Getz medals for a while now. Picked up one poking fun at Adolf Hitler and the Beer Hall Putsch. This is one of his satirical medals. So on the obverse, we see Hitler with a gun in hand attempting a coup. Hitler Putsch, purposely misspelled. A backward swastika, again on purpose. German citizen drinking beer, watching the action, and a Bavarian minister von Kahr making his speech. Reverse, 3 puppet cartoon-like Nazis, again with backward swastika, in German Munich theater, and last performance on the Berlin. Commissioner von Kahr with a cannon, and a social democrat pointing to Nazis with von Kahr. So Getz made this medal in 1923 to lampoon the failed coup.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that guy.
There is a lot going on that, but I think he's covered all of it for us.
Susan Stoll is here to play us a guitar solo. She says, I have three cool coins. And these are, if you haven't seen these before, these are actually really cool. These are from the Solomon Islands, and they are made out of silver, and they do these sets of guitar coins. They look just like guitars. Like this looks like a Fender Stratocaster, I think, if I was a guessing man.
Yes, that does look like a Stratocaster. What's really funny is they also make ones that look like guitar picks.
Yeah, they do. They do. And so
But I also like the surfboard.
the surfboard's cool too. Yeah, I was just getting out of this one. This has got a surfboard coin. Looks like it's shaped like a surfboard with a fun kind of I don't know what you would call that, a tribal design or like a Pacific Islander design on the one side, and on the other side it has the content and then the face value, the date, and some waves. Very cool.
Yeah, gnarly, man.
What
Bill Stewart shows us. Let's see, what is this? It's like a silver coin.
I am not sure it's genuine.
Chinese
my friend.
in origin, and
I am no expert on Chinese coins. I have never seen that design before, and a lot of the times when that happens, it's because they're not genuine. They're some sort of fancy piece. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I mean, what I'll
sure.
give this is at least it looks like it's silver.
Yes. Yeah. It
So
has that appearance.
actually bodes well for it.
Yeah. I am no expert on these particular coins, though. So very cool. Thanks for sharing with us. Michael, how would you say that name?
Gonyo.
That's what I was going to say. Gonyo, but shows us a 1921 Mexico peso. It's a 2 peso, silver 2 peso. It's a Mexican independence piece. You have Liberty here, or Libertad as they call her, on this side, and then on the reverse side you have the Mexican eagle attacking that darn snake. This is such a famous design from those guys.
Yes.
This one looks really nice white coin with a lot of luster. Beautiful coin. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Jack Riley shares an 1880 MS63 star from MGC.
Why do you think this coin has a star, Mike?
I think this coin has a star because it didn't quite have enough for proof like.
I bet you one side is like a dimple and the other side's just not quite there.
Well, it would be the reverse. It's not quite there.
Yep, that happens. I've seen coins.
The obverse is stunning. The reverse isn't bad either.
Those are really interesting. Sometimes you see those coins where the obverse is just absolutely like a dimple, and then the reverse is just kind of like a standard worn-out Morgan dollar die because they only switch one.
And it just shows you that they replaced them indiscriminately.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Ron Garland says, got a good price, was body bagged by NGC as PVC, gave her a bath, and she looks a little bit better. 1928 P piece dollar. Looks like he removed the dark kind of brownish PVC on it.
That looks like it may be ready to be sent back in.
I'd say he did a decent conservation job. Thank you.
Bob Brock picked this one up a couple of months ago, working to get these early dates filled in. So this is a 1917S with the obverse mint mark. There are only 10 at CAC.
Do you know how hard these coins are to find in mid-grade? They're very difficult.
Mid-grade is impossible because
just like the barbers
people that saved them, saved nice ones. And the people that used them, used them.
That's
exactly. And so these coins just end up slick. They end up in AG and good holders. And
or people with money saved them, so they end up like Unk. So, yeah.
AG to Unk.
The in between's the hard part. Joe Bohannon brings us a 1913 Type 2 Buffalo nickel, and he says, beyond being the key, 1913S Type 2. That's a much different animal. Beyond being the key date, this has a cool die clash and a repunch mint mark. You can read E pluribus unum under the chin. Yeah, this is the typical die class position for these. If you see a die clash Buffalo nickel, sometimes you will see a lot of that E pluribus unum underneath the chin there. Not necessarily unusual. And then it's hard to see in that picture, but it does look like there's something going on with that mint mark. So there you go. Cool. Thank you, sir.
Ash Dobbs shares a very lovely original 1762 Thaler from the German city of Regensburg The obverse is Holy Roman Emperor Francis I, and the reverse is a City View design.
These are, yeah, I've always liked these City View towers. They're just really cool. I mean, that's just neat. That is just neat. Mirror Lane says, my favorite thing is the unnamed source. Oh,
Not a coin.
That's okay. That's okay.
But I guess he was the coolest thing to walk into her shop.
Yeah, I see he's in her profile picture too, so I think there's
it's
something going on
our-
there.
It's our unnamed source.
Um,
Matt Porras, my daily carry coin, the 1988 American Silver Eagle that I mentioned in an earlier post. So this one looks like a diminished proof.
I don't know if it's a proof or not. It's hard to say.
Oh, let's look at the back.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, you're right. Not a proof.
I don't know what it is. Yeah,
It's Silver Eagle.
It's a good pocket piece, though. In about 5 years, it'll look really cool, like a VF.
It will look really cool.
Yep.
Oh, here's the condition that he received the coin in. It doesn't look that different.
He's got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of luck still left in that one.
Yep.
Carl Lynn says, as a Mason in Prescott, Arizona, I went to talk on Freemasonry in the Wild West from a brother in Tombstone. He said there was silver shipped from Tombstone to New Orleans in 1881 for use in Morgan dollars. Not been able to verify if that is accurate, but love the story and brought this 1881 O Morgan in BU while the presenter was still talking.
So that's something he fell in love with the story so much that he had to have
Had
one.
to buy the coin.
That's cool.
That is pretty cool.
Josh Greenup, trade token that happens to have his initials on it.
Oh, that's cool. I want one of those.
Good for 10 cents in trade, but the JG part, I think, is what he was looking at.
Yeah, I want something with an MD. Good for 10 cents in trade. That'd be cool. Jack Young, my 77% silver 1921 Pilgrim commemorative $50 that purchased from a large eBay seller prompted me to write my recently published Coin Week article on these. Yeah, Jack and I looked at this coin and we kind of had a discussion about it. It is really kind of scary good. There's not a lot of the typical giveaways that you see on the modern Chinese counterfeits on this one. Now, obviously, there was a couple because he pointed them out to me, but if I didn't have his research in front of me and know that this coin was only 77% silver, I would suspect this was a genuine coin.
Yeah.
It's that good.
Then there's also a really bad counterfeit that he shows in a PCGS slab, and I will tell you that from the looks of what I can tell, that's a fake slab.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, wow. No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Ugh. Yeah, that coin's very worn, and it says it's an MS64. So I would say that that's got to be a fake slab. Wow. Brian Bass says, with a mintage of only 625 pieces, this 1867 3-cent silver proof 67 CAC is awesome. And I was happy to have it briefly until it was delivered to its new proud owner. So he made a video. Let's check it out. Ooh. Rare and awesome.
Very nice.
And then here are the previews of it here below. Let's take a look at those. Ooh. Truly viewing. Pretty
That's
coin.
a nice coin.
Yeah, it's a pretty coin. It's got a lot of rainbow, got a lot of color. Very cool.
Target toning on the reverse.
Yep, that's right.
Mark Neal, have always been a fan of Major Errors, even better when attributed to Fred Weinberg. So Freddie actually had this in his collection. It is a 67 quarter struck on a clad 10-cent blank.
One of my favorite kinds of errors, the off metals. I just think those are neat. I don't know why. I just think they're cool. Very cool. Marcus Davis says, I don't own a lot of gold, but I'm slowly working on a gold typeset. The goal is for all of them to be in mint state. Well, you know what, my friend? It looks like you have a good start with this 1902 $2.50 Liberty and NGC MS62. Very cool. Glad you were able to get that one.
And you keep working at it because that's a set that's worth taking your time on.
That's right. Take your time. You got nothing to rush through.
J.R. Preston, one of the latest cheap pickups. I don't buy problem coins often, but when I do, No, but a coin dealer I bought from in the past picked this and another specimen up, expected both to grade BU. One did, but this came back with smooth surfaces. So I bought it off him for cheap. Always wanted a nice 2-cent piece with some red in it without the expense. So I settled for this 1864 details. Thanks for your kind words, JR. That is I agree with him that it's like buying the coin rather than the plastic. And
it's got a little bit of a whizzy look to her on the back, but not bad. I think for what it graded at, I think you should have gotten that coin for a pretty darn good deal.
Yeah.
Malcolm McGaw says a coin from pre-unification Switzerland, from the canton of Vaud. It is a 1 bats or 10. Is it Rapin?
I think it's Rapin.
I always forget how to pronounce that. And was minted in 1807. It is made of bullion at around 10% silver. Very cool.
Let's see. Chris Hawthorne, 1904 Zerby price guide, so-called dollar. Just got back from grading NGC MS61. So I found one of these laying around in the desk at work. These are cool. And they are literally Farron Zerby's price card.
So it's like his business card
for individual coins.
That is pretty cool. Look at it. It's in a big giant slab too.
Well, yeah, because it won't fit in a normal one.
Yeah. That is pretty neat. I've never seen one of those. I've been doing this forever, and I've never seen one of those. That's super cool. Thank you. See, that's why this is great, because you guys show us stuff. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've never seen one of those. It's awesome.
The whole idea behind Coolest Thing was just for us to show and tell about really cool coins.
Yep.
And so
that's awesome. Jody Dotson says, we finally got a challenge coin at work. Oh, cool. I love that. Challenge coins are fun. We still got to work on that project, Mikey. Still got to work on it.
Saved up, Tony Luisi saved up enough money to get this for Christmas last year, an 1872 seated dollar. Had a heck of a time finding one that was straight graded. I got this for an extremely fair price, and it's the star of my collection. Anytime you have a seated dollar, that is a star coin.
It looks like a nice coin, too.
Just honest VF. It's a beautiful coin. I was telling Matt today that, I recently bought my first seated dollar, and it's just, they're cool. There's something cool to have, and this is a beautiful coin.
Yeah. And finally,
last but not least,
Eric Bethard says, how about a 1952 5 Patakas coin from Macau? That's the coolest one I have this week.
There you go. So thank you, everybody, for sending in your coins. We appreciate you sharing with us. I think sometimes we learn just as much as you guys do.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I love that segment just for the reason that I see things I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Love it.
Now, I am going to close out this week's show with a couple of pleas that I would like some things from our listeners, and we'll see if they respond for me and for us. So the one thing that I would like you to do is go over to MyCollect and check it out. I think it's a really cool site, and I think you'll like it. If you make an account, sign up for the Coin Show podcast group.
There's tons of other groups there. There's like probably 100 other groups already.
Oh God, I am a member already of like 85 groups.
I know, it's great.
It is cool. And check that out. The other thing is that we are going to start, and it's going to be kind of Coin Show affiliated, a coin club, a coin club online. We haven't come up with a name for it yet. But
it's obviously got to be called the Coin Club. Duh.
The Coin Club.
The Coin Club. Duh.
Yeah, the Coin Club. Duh. That might be better. Anyway, so if you would like to be included in our club, all you have to do is email me, coinshowmike@yahoo.com. This is a different address.
Oh, you can
coinshowmike@yahoo.com. And just, say I'd like to be included in the club. When we decide that we're going to fire it up, it's going to be sometime in September after Labor Day and everybody kind of gets back to school.
The
So we're
A&A,
gonna take
yeah.
a few weeks, and we're going to plan this out over the course of July and August. But if you'd like to be a part of our virtual coin club, we would love to have you.
Love it.
That's it for me. I pretty much I put it all out there today.
Yeah, buddy.
I think we've given them their money's worth.
Another show in the bag. I love this feeling when we're done with the show and it's like, that was good.
Yeah, it said good.
Yeah.
So we'd like to thank all of our team here that helped make this possible. Everybody from Leanna to the unnamed source, Fuzzy, Justin, Ernesto, everybody that helps, everybody that does something. We could not do this without you.
That's right.
We'd also like to thank Russ for what he does to contribute to the club scene here. And we'd like to thank you for listening, because without you, this entire endeavor is just pointless. So check out our social media, Facebook. We're not on Twitter anymore.
Nope.
Nope.
We punted.
We're on Facebook, but now we're on MyCollect.
That's right.
And you can check us out there.
Gonna replace that little logo down there with the MyCollect logo now. The Twitter one.
And as well, if you are looking for any of our old shows, they are all available on the numismatic portal for your listening or watching pleasure.
As well as our website, coinshowradio.com.
Absolutely. So I think that pretty much that covered all the bases, didn't it, Matt?
Yes, sir. I think so.
Okay. So for the Coin Show, I'm Mike.
And I am Matt.
And we'll talk to you on episode 224 of the Coin Show podcast.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman. Tune in next time when the boys bring you another exciting episode. You can find them wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, on our website at www.coinshowradio.com. You can also join our private Facebook group where everyone sees every post. Just search Facebook for Friends of the Coin Show and ask to join. If you'd like more, you can become a subscriber on Facebook or join our Patreon at www.patreon.com/thecoinshow. If you sign up at the $5 month level or higher, you'll have access to exclusive content on patreon.com on the off weeks, including the Not the Coin Show podcast. Thanks for listening to the longest running coin podcast in the world of numismatics. This has been the one and only, the original. This has been the Coin Show podcast.